As the taxi dropped us off in Puttaparthi, we were ushered quickly into the Purnachandra hall, for Swami was about to come out. We sat in the back, and after a brief few moments, I see the curtains part, and this 5-foot form dressed in an orange gown floated across the stage. And immediately, I felt a connection. And with every passing day of the next 30 days, seeing Swami, with every letter that he took, with every materialization of Vibhuti, with every contact in the darshan line, my doubts were slowly etching away. Bhagwan came and visited us while in the course and gave a talk to the gurus. At the end of it, he distributed dhotis to the men and saris to the ladies. But that particular trip impacted so much on me that a large percentage of my doubts were removed. Now I viewed him as a divine master. But he was to create incidents to show me that all are one. None is greater than the other. If you follow sincerely the path you have chosen, you will arrive at the goal. I used to hear the azan, the holy call of the Muslims, while sitting in darshan. I would hear the Allahu Akbar, the holy call of the Muslim. And one day I wanted to see where it would come from. And I found the mosque in the village of Puttaparthi. And the story behind the mosque is a very interesting one. In October 1977, Swami constructed this mosque for the Muslims. They had to trek 7 miles to the nearest village in order to say their namaz or prayers. During the holy month of Ramadan or fasting, this could be as many as 5 times per day. Out of that love, concern and compassion, Swami built this mosque. And when it was being opened, Swami invited all the mosque board members, and with a gentle wave of his hand, he materialized pendants with Arabic inscriptions and gave it to the mosque board members. And then spoke about the Holy Prophet Muhammad, the Quran and the month of fasting. And Bhagwan told them that the Holy Quran was revealed as the Vedas was revealed directly to man. And that the Holy Quran, as it was revealed to presently, is uncontaminated. It's in its pristine purity as originally received by the Holy Prophet Muhammad. And Bhagwan says that the Vedas and the Quran are the same. That the teachings of the Quran are the teachings of Hinduism and all the other religions. He spoke about the inner significance of the fast. And Swami said that the fasting is not merely abstaining from physical food, but is really to be near and dear to God, to Almighty Allah. And so devotees, when I read and experienced these things, my heart became filled with joy. That here is a divine master, now with his teachings being so universally accepted by so many across the globe. Then I met a group of Iranian Muslims in Puttaparthi. In Whitefield, Swami had granted a group of Muslims an interview on the Holy Prophet Muhammad's birthday. And during the course of the interview, Swami stretched out his palm. And in the very middle of his palm appeared a live and moving picture of the Holy Kaaba with the Muslims going around it. And he said, I have called you here today because I and the Holy Prophet Muhammad are one. Today in Prashanti Nilayam, they celebrate Eid al-Fitr. The college students enact plays on the Holy Quran. In 2010, when the West Indies made an offering to Bhagwan, I had the opportunity to see 200 Muslims with the women dressed in their garb, their hijab, come to Puttaparthi to offer their love to Swami. So gracious was this Sai Allah that Bhagwan allowed a huge tent in the back of the wrong buildings for them to cook their food, to break their fast, and to do their namaz. Such unity, such love that Swami poured out on them, teaching us that all names and all forms of God are His. When I came back from that trip in 1981, devotees, I was the vice president of the Muslim youth group in my village. I used to call the holy azan and lead the namaz or prayers. One day in the holy month of Ramadan, there is one particular night called Laylatul Qadr. It is a night set aside in the holy month of Ramadan where Muslims are supposed to wait the entire night. Just like Mahashivaratri. You read the Holy Quran, you do namaz, you discuss the glories and bounties of Almighty Allah. In order to pass the time, I took a book of Satya Sai Baba with me. And one of the mosque board members saw the book. He knew that I had gone to Puttaparthi to meet this Sai Baba. There was a mosque board meeting urgently arranged. Now they were saying that Brother Fize is believing in a man as God. Immediately a decision was taken. They took away my position as the vice president. I was banned from leading the namaz and calling the holy azan. The same people who looked upon me as their son now refused to even tell me Assalamu alaikum. Naturally, I felt very hurt and pained. But I had to be true to what I felt inside about Satya Sai Baba. And so after a while, I told my mother that it's better I don't go to the mosque for a little while. Because every time I go, people will be making these comments. And it was creating a bit of animosity in their hearts. So after a while, I detached myself, but remained true to my belief in who Satya Sai Baba is. But Bhagwan was to orchestrate an incident to show me that little by little, the broad-mindedness of those members in the mosque was taking place. We had a Maulud session at our home. Maulud is when you invite members of the mosque to come to your home and read the Holy Quran and sing devotional songs. And after they had finished, I asked permission of my parents to say a few words. And very boldly and bravely I said, whether you call him Rama, Krishna, Allah, it is the self-same one God. And expecting to be hurled and condemned with insults, the Imam of the mosque came up and said, oh, Brother Fize, what a good message you have given. And I said, Swami, these are the same people who literally threw me out of the mosque. Excommunicated me because of my belief in Satya Sai Baba. Then Bhagwan arranged another divine incident. When I came back from Puttaparthi in 1981, devotees in the Satya Sai organization wanted me to share the message. They felt that for a Muslim to believe in Sai Baba, it is difficult and challenging. So I started to give little talks in our country. And there was this one person from the mosque who was in one of the gatherings. He was close to 70 years old. And he had listened to a few of the talks. And one day I get a phone call. And he said, Brother Fize, I am celebrating my 70th birthday in the mosque. The same mosque that I go to. And I would like you to do the Fiti address. I said, Swami. I went there in the mosque. And I used all of Bhagwan's teachings. Love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Hands that help are holier than lips that pray. And I gave this talk about the birthday and how we should celebrate the birthday. And devotees, lo and behold, so many of my Muslim brothers and sisters came forward. And they said, Brother Fize, we've never heard these teachings before. Where did you get them? And I told, there is a divine master walking the face of the earth, transforming lives and bringing about unity and diversity throughout the world. And so little by little, my Muslim brothers and sisters were beginning to see and experience universality. And so now, most emphatically, I see absolutely no difference between Allah and Sai. So Swami has taken me from allowing me to reconcile the formless with the form, and now back to the formless when the form has gone. To experience Him in the form, and now to experience what the formless is. And my dear friends, Sai has gone nowhere. In fact, he is now here even more powerfully, manifesting himself in so many different ways and means. But most importantly, he's manifesting from within. Because the journey has always been within and not without. So we must connect to that inner Sai. And wherever you are, Sai will be there. There is an Islamic prophecy that point unmistakably to the authenticity and the power, the majesty of this great master that the Holy Prophet Muhammad spoke about. There are many prophecies about Satya Sai Baba, but none is as detailed as the Islamic one. In a book entitled The Ocean of Light, which contains the sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, found by Irani Ma, a Muslim devotee in Iran. There contains a prophecy of the great master that would come. 300 signs are given. And it is so detailed. They speak about the mole on the cheek, that he will give gifts to his devotees that are light in weight. His feet will be that of a small girl. His face will be dark. His forehead will have a concave. His teeth will be spaced. Look at the detail. When you look at Swami's teeth, there is spaces between. His hair will be profuse. He will bring things out of his stomach as the Shiva Lingam. And so many other things contained in that prophecy. And of all the prophecies, that one has been the most detailed. I share with you an experience of my loving Mother Sai. In 1983, in Trinidad and Tobago, there is a public holiday called Labor Day. It's the 19th of June every year. We had arranged one bhajan session at a devotee's home the night before. And because the next day was a public holiday, we sang bhajans throughout the night. And so in the early hours of the morning of the 19th of June, 1983, I was taking some devotees back home with me in the car. And on that journey, close to my home, another car coming in the opposite direction crashed into mine. It was so great an impact that the front of the car almost came up to where the windscreen was. The car had crumbled like a matchbox. And the steering hit me in my chest and I started to cough up big chunks of blood and I passed out. When I awoke, I was in the hospital. There were many bruises and cuts and blood all over my face and body. And the devotees thought I will not live. They began pouring tulsi water in my mouth and chanting the Gayatri mantra. But lo and behold, the most amazing thing of this accident was that I felt absolutely no pain. And after 3 days, I was discharged from the hospital. In October of 1983, a group of about 45 devotees go to Prashanti Nilayam. During the course of the interview, Swami grants my first interview. And as he ushered us into the interview room so lovingly, I sat very close to his feet. And Swami closed the door, he put on the fan, and as he sat, he looked straight into my eyes and he said, "It was I who saved you from that accident." Very first statement, Mother Sai is talking to me.